Welcome back to Smoky Mountain Neighborhood. Well, right now, at this moment in time, I've got one of my favorite people on the planet. He's one of my best friends. He's actually like my brother. We even look the same, believe it or not. I'd love to introduce you to my best friend on the planet, Cylk Cozart.
How you doing?
Doing awesome.
First of all, congratulations, brother. You deserve this. You deserve this and more.
Well, thank you, man. You know, you've been intricate in the whole development of me wanting to come to something like this. Having you as one of my best friends has been the world to me. So I greatly appreciate your friendship and everything you do for me, man. I just really appreciate it.
It's not hard being friends with him. Really.
Well, man, I wanted to have you on the show today because we're talking about the shows that we're going to be having on together.
Oh, yeah.
And then shows that we want you to have on your own. Because after all, you've appeared in over 60 films and movies over your career in the last 30 years.
Been blessed.
And started right here in basically the Smoky Mountains.
That's exactly right.
And I'd love to talk a little bit about some of the films that you're in, because I know a lot of people out there are very familiar with who you are, and they may have missed a few of the features that you were in. But I remember specifically the one that you were with Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts.
Conspiracy Theory.
Conspiracy Theory.
That was probably my second favorite, most favorite movie, because I get to work with Julia Roberts and Mel Gibson. You know.
Most definitely.
And the great director Richard Donner.
Richard Donner.
So he did all 4 Lethal Weapons, and he did the first Superman, the real Superman, you know, with Christopher Reeve.
Wow.
And just a wonderful cast and crew. You know, I learned my first movie, the first movie that I thought would just kind of put me in the studio system was White Man Can't Jump, and with Ron Shelton. He wrote and directed Bull Durham, as you know. And Ron's like a best friend, uncle, dad to me, and I just learned so much. You know how it is. You learn from everybody.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, when you do learn, it's good that you just sit back and you see how things happen. And you know, you've taught me that more than anything about etiquette. And a lot of people don't understand etiquette when it comes to film.
No, they think they just walk on a set. You don't just walk on a set. You walk in front of a camera. No, where do you sit? So I think we were talking before the show started about protocol and things like that. There's a lot of great actors, great directors, great writers that have horrible protocol on the set. People don't want to work with them again. They're like, great director, great actor, but very rude.
Very rude.
But they're not meaning to be rude. You're not taught those things until you get the job. A lot of those positions, like a PA, production assistant, an AD, assistant director, you can't get those jobs unless you know somebody that already has that job. You say, hey, can I come on your set and be a PA? Can I be an AD? There's no school for that. Right. So that's why we're having
some of the things that we're going to be doing here in the Smoky Mountains is we want to do a show on the business of show. Business, that is.
Business show.
The business.
As opposed to show business.
And we want to feature the people that are actually in the shows that are around the Smoky Mountains, but more focus on the people behind the scenes.
That make things happen.
That make things happen. Because for every one person you have in front of the camera or on the stage, there's probably 10 to 100 behind the scenes trying to make that person look good.
That's right, depending on the budget.
It's true.
Because if you have a small budget, let's say you want to do a scene and you want helicopters and all these things, and people come to you all the time and they go, Jim, I want to do this and do that, and you're like, okay, what's your budget? They say $10. You're like, well, okay, we're just going to throw a camera up in the air.
You got your own helicopter?
Yeah.
It's what it goes down to.
Right, insurance.
Helicopter? I don't really know.
Yeah.
And then we also want to focus on things that you're very passionate about. And I know that, over the years since you were a little kid, you've always had a fascination with animals.
Yes.
And you're a big dog guy. And you're into training dogs. I know that you've done a lot of things with canine units around the country.
Yes.
Worked with police departments and stuff that really focus on the canine units and how to interact with dogs. And also, a big thing that's really near and dear to both of us, because we've both had this issue, which is uncommon for us. Within a short period of time, Cylk and I both lost a pet. We both lost a dog
within weeks.
Within weeks of each other, and it's a lot of times people that have animals, they have a hard time in the grieving process of losing a pet.
Exactly. I mean, here's why I think it's so difficult for us when we lose a pet, because pets become our family. And a child will grow up and can take care of itself once it's, a certain age. A dog will always be our babies. We always have to take care of them. We always have to, make sure they have a place to sleep, make sure they can get out and, go to the bathroom, or, all that every day. And they can be a 20-year-old dog, and they're still our babies.
Yeah.
So when they leave us, it's like a part of us that goes away. And I thought a show, not trying to tell people what to do or anything, but get a certain dialogue going with people that have lost pets. And you helped me so much. When I lost my last dog, Wolfie, it was cold. It was winter. It was like snow on the ground. Yeah. And I remember I was outside trying to dig the grave, and I look up and I see Jim pull up, didn't say a word, just opened up his trunk, got his shovel out, and just started helping me. And he dug like 90%. I dug like 10 because I was crying. I couldn't help it. Yeah. And some people think, some people care more about their dogs than people. That's not the issue. The issue is we all grieve, and we all have a certain way of grieving. And I thought a show would be necessary of talking to different people and just talking about how you dealt with your loss, how I dealt with my loss. And that helps. It helps people. I found that it helps people. And I thought, doggone it, we're going to do a show.
That's right.
In the Smokies.
Well, the same thing happened, like I said, a couple weeks later. You actually were at my home, and, my dog Chaco actually, came and sat next to you that whole night.
The whole night. And which he had never done that before. And
then the next morning was when we went outside, and he was having a hard time and ended up dying that afternoon. And there you were. Helping me bury my dog too. And I look back and I'm like, if there's ever an alignment of stars between friends, that was something that really, we were already great friends at that time.
Right.
But, man, what a moment to actually share. This wasn't planned. We had no idea. We just happened to both be there at that time.
And at that point, I had only been at your house probably maybe 3 times, as far as spent the night over after we're working on something,
right.
And I'm on the couch, and old Chaco comes over to me that night and just starts, licking my face and nudging me, and I was like, well, Chaco, you got to go outside. No, man, let me sleep. And then the next morning, we found him outside, and he was just not doing well. But anyway, I think it's important for us to have dialogue with each other. And there's so many people that have pets. It's not just about dogs. It's about your pet. You could have a fish. It doesn't matter.
It's true.
So, but anyway, that's that show. I think we might call it In the Doghouse. I don't know.
I think it's a great idea. Not only just that, but talking about, issues with pets.
Yes.
How to get them to do certain things, or, it's about communication. Whether we're humans or we're animals, it is about communications with our pets, with our neighbors. So
we're sharing the planet.
That's right. We are sharing the planet. And we're also wanting to get out on the streets.
Yes.
We're going to do some interviews in the streets, guys. We're going to go out and we're going to interview people on the streets and see what they think about the neighborhood. We're going to ask them what shows they like best. And Cylk and I are going to go to surrounding shows that are in the area. So if you have a show and you'd like us to come and watch the show and for us to do a review on your show, we'd love to be part of that. So
yeah, we just want to come in for free and then see the show.
Well, it's more than that. But yes, we do want to come in for free. No. But we are going to highlight you and the act that you guys have going on. But we definitely want to be able to do that locally. With the amount of viewers that we have on the show, and it continues to grow on a daily basis, this is a great way for you to promote what it is that you do, and for us to be actually able to interview maybe some of the people that are on your show.
No, we don't always agree. So it's right?
No, we don't. And I'm not a yes man to him, and he's not a yes man to me. If we don't, we do a lot of stuff in the film industry together. We're working on a couple of documentaries right now.
This man can not only film what you're doing, he can edit what you're doing, he can produce what you're doing, and direct what you're doing. I've never met anyone that does what you do.
Well, thank you.
And do it well. You do it so well. And everybody likes to be around you. I learn a lot from you. I've been in the business 30 years, and I'm learning every day I learn something. But you know how to deal with certain people. You got to deal with a lot of personalities in this industry.
That's true.
And there's a certain way you do that. And you're just a really great man, a great friend, and real talented. And you have a way of talking to people. That's why I was so excited that you got your show. I was like, yes.
Wow.
And you guys are going to see what I'm talking about.
It's exciting to have a show. It's really humbling because when you have to put all these things together to try to make a show happen and to have a great production company behind it that's putting together DDX Media right here in the Smoky Mountains.
Bobby,
he's in the house.
Tony.
And Tony, of course, yes, over there.
And Laura. And Laura.
And with all the people that are a part of this incredible production company.
Don't you wish that if we have a show, let's say we have a show, me and the Jim and Cylk Singing Hour, that there was a program in place that come in and would review us and would tell people about it. Not say go to it or don't go to it, but just review it. We're not saying we're going to see a show and then come back and tell you, oh, don't go see this or go see this. We're going to talk about it and tell you what we think, if we like it or not. Then we'll say don't go see it or see it. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
I think we're going to be okay with really enjoying the shows around here in the Smoky
Yes.
Mountains because over 10 million people come here
per
every
year. Unbelievable. And there's so many talented people in this little town. There's 3 towns that kind of come together, right?
Right. Well, yeah, you've got
Or more.
You've got Townsend,
Yes.
which is relatively
beautiful.
close.
Townsend. Oh my God, I could just.
And Gatlinburg,
Yes.
Pigeon Forge, of course, and then you got the Sevierville. You know, there's a little over, somewhere around a little over 100,000 people in just this particular area. So
Can we go review Dolly's show?
I'd love to. Anyway, guys, we're out of time, but
No!
I know it's hard to believe, but we got 6 seconds, and I got to say bye with Cylk Cozart right here on Smoky Mountain Neighborhood. Hug your neighbor, love them, smile at them, whatever. Make sure you don't make that happen.
Oh, hey! I was just getting caught up on the latest trends and news of the world. Did you know 80% of content that you watch is online or on your mobile device? Did you know a great new channel that's out right now is called Mountain Fun Life? And you can watch it right on your mobile device, or coming soon to Roku. Make sure to check out Mountain Fun Life on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the website, mountainfunlife.com. Hello, did you know that most of the stuff shot on Mountain Fun Life is shot right here in this very studio? And maybe you've wanted your own show before. I mean, how cool would it be to be in a studio like this one with your very own show? Just go to mountainfunlife.com for more information, and you can submit to have your own show, and you can be right here.